Have you ever been in an argument where the other person wasn't listening to understand you, but was simply trying to trap you? You know the type. They twist your words, they use logical fallacies, and they treat the conversation like a boxing match, where the goal is to knock you out, not to find the truth. We see this everywhere today on Twitter, in political debates, and even in our own living rooms. We live in an era of gotcha moments. We prioritize being clever over being wise. We think winning the debate is the same as being right. But what if I told you that 2,400 years ago, Plato wrote a comedy, yes? A comedy that perfectly predicts our modern obsession with trolling and verbal combat? Today, we are diving into one of the most entertaining and arguably the funniest dialogue Plato ever wrote, Euthydemus. On the surface, it looks like a story about two old men bullying a teenager with word games. But underneath it is a profound warning about what happens to a society that values skills over values. It asks a question that haunts us today. Is it better to be smart and manipulative or simple and good? If you are tired of the noise of the internet and want to understand the difference between a sophist who wants to trick you and a philosopher who wants to save you, this video is for you. The core message of Euthydemus is the distinction between Eristic disputation and dialectic conversation. The story features two brothers, Euthydemus and Dionysiodorus. They are what we call sophists. They claim they can teach virtue to anyone in a short amount of time. But when they actually speak, they don't teach anything. They use words as weapons. They trip people up with double meanings. For example, they ask a young boy, "Do wise men learn or do ignorant men learn?" If the boy says wise, they say, "Ha!" But when you learn, you don't know the subject yet, so you are ignorant. If he says ignorant, they say, "Ha! But you need wisdom to understand the lesson." No matter what the boy says, he loses. Socrates enters this chaos and stops the game. He presents the core philosophy of the book, The Supreme Value of Wisdom. Socrates argues that having good things, wealth, health, beauty, or even influence is meaningless unless you have the wisdom to use them correctly. In fact, if you are ignorant, having power is actually dangerous because it gives you more capacity to do harm. The core message is that wisdom is the only unconditional good. Everything else is neutral. It is the art of using what we have that determines our happiness, not the possessions themselves. The Sophists teach you how to acquire things, arguments, money, status. Socrates teaches you how to be someone worth having them. Let's break this down into 3 profound insights that will change how you view intelligence and success. Insight number 1. The difference between fighting and hunting. The two brothers in the book are described as Pancratiast's ultimate fighters. They fight with their bodies, and now they fight with their words. Their goal is to silence the opponent. This is Eristic. It's what internet trolls do. It's what politicians do when they dodge questions. Socrates, on the other hand, describes philosophy as hunting. When you hunt, you are searching for something real, the truth. You are not trying to kill the other person. You are trying to capture an idea together. The insight here is that victory in a conversation is not silencing the other person. It is finding the truth. If you win an argument but learn nothing, you have actually lost. You have wasted your time satisfying your ego. True intelligence is not a weapon, it is a flashlight. Insight number 2, the user principle. This is perhaps the most practical insight in the book. Socrates asks a simple series of questions. Is it good to have a lot of wood? Yes, if you are a carpenter. Is it good to have a lot of gold? Yes, if you know how to spend it well. He proves that possession without the knowledge of use is worthless. Think about this in our modern context. We are obsessed with acquiring skills. Learn coding, learn Spanish, get a degree. These are all just possessions. If you learn to code but use it to build scam websites, that skill is a curse. If you make $1 million but lack the wisdom to manage it, it will destroy your life. Plato is telling us to stop obsessing over the assets and start obsessing over the wisdom of the user. You are the user of your life. Are you wise enough to handle the tools you have? Insight number 3. The danger of the quick fix. The Sophist brothers claim they can teach virtue very quickly. They are the ancient equivalent of get rich. Quick schemes or six-pack abs in 5 minutes. They sell the illusion of mastery without the pain of discipline. Socrates, however, shows that the path to wisdom is slow, confusing, and humble. The insight here is that anyone promising you a shortcut to character is a fraud. In the dialogue, the brothers keep shifting their arguments, just to avoid being pinned down. They don't care about consistency, they care about applause. We must be wary of gurus who offer us instant status or instant knowledge. Real growth requires the Socratic admission of ignorance. I don't know. So let's investigate together. The quick fix is always a trap for the arrogant. So, how do we apply this to our lives tomorrow? First, audit your conversations. The next time you are in a debate with your spouse, your boss, or online, ask yourself, am I being Euthydemus or Socrates? Am I trying to trip them up and win points? Or am I trying to hunt for the truth? If you are just verbal wrestling, stop. It's a waste of your soul. Drop the weapons and pick up the flashlight. Second, focus on the royal art. Socrates talks about a royal art that knows how to use all other arts. For us, this is the management of our own character. Don't just add another skill to your LinkedIn profile this week. Instead, spend time thinking about how you are, using the skills you already have. Are you using your intelligence to help or to manipulate? Are you using your money to build or to show off? Finally, embrace the confusion. At the end of the book, Socrates is still searching. He hasn't found the perfect answer yet, and that is okay. Don't be afraid of not knowing. Be afraid of the false confidence that makes you think you know everything. Euthydemus ends with a warning. Crito, Socrates' friend, watches the debate and says he would rather be one of the silent audience members than one of the loud sophists. It's a reminder that it is better to be a fool who stays quiet than a smart person who uses their intelligence to deceive. Don't let the noise of the world turn you into a verbal wrestler. Be a hunter of the truth.